Hello and welcome to my channel. This is the first video I'm ever doing. Welcome to my living room. Come along with me this week as I am market prepping. This will be prepping for my very first market. I have not applied yet. To apply to this market that I want, you have to send in a picture of your setup, and I don't have that yet because I haven't done a market yet. So hopefully my goal is by next week to have made everything and do a full mock-up and send in my application. This market runs till October, and we are in the beginning of August right now. So they have the first Friday of every month is their event. They only have 2 more left, one for September and one for October. I thought they went through December, and then me and my husband were looking and found out that it's only till October. So that was kind of disappointing and a little bit more stressful because I really want to get into the September one. I don't know like how quick their process is or if there's like a deadline, so I don't know if I'd even be able to get into the September one, but we're gonna try. My goal is to apply as soon as possible so that if there is a chance that I will be able to. If not, then hopefully at least the October one, that will be my first market ever. And then a little farther away there is a farmer's market that runs till December. If I don't get into this market, then I will probably look into doing those. That way I have something going all till December. Either way, all of this should hopefully not be for nothing. So come along with me as I market prep and try to knock this out and then do my first mock-up for a market setup. Okay, hi guys. It's later in the day to update you on my progress that I've made. Right now I'm currently crocheting. I'm working on golf club covers. This will be an eagle. I'm going to be making 4 of them, and I'll be making 2 birdies. I already have the top part of 3 done. No, 2 done. 2 done. This is the 3rd, and then I'll have 1 more to do. And then I'll have to do the face and then the bottom half. So they're decently quicker to work up, so hopefully I'll be able to knock them out by tomorrow. We'll see though. The bottom half is definitely going to be a little bit more. It's just straight though, just single crochet straight down. So doing that and then doing the wings. So we'll see, but that's all I got done this afternoon. This morning I finished 1 Meredith Mouse by Oddball Crochet, and I got about halfway through the second one, but then I ran out of yarn. So I'm gonna have to probably go to the store again to get yarn, but I'm trying to finish up everything else so that I can see what other yarn I need before going. So that is why I'm doing the golf club covers, because I'm worried I'm gonna run out of white or the brown that I use. So we'll see. I may be fine, but I will keep you guys updated. Okay, I'm popping on here real quick to give an update. My son is down for his nap. I was able to finish putting eyes and beaks on all 4 of my Eagle golf club covers. And I'm currently working on the bases for them. I just finished 2. I'm working on the 3rd. I have 1 left, and then I have to do the wings and attach them. So I don't know if I'll get through all that tonight. I'm hoping tomorrow I will finish them completely, and then I will work on my 2 birdie golf club covers. Hopefully I'll be able to get a lot done and knock them out quickly. So let me update y'all real quick. I just got out of the shower, hence the wet hair, but before my kid wakes up. A lot has happened. I think it's been, 2 days since I've updated y'all. I reached out to coordinator lady in charge of the event. I don't know why I didn't do that before, but she said there isn't a deadline for September and you don't need a picture for your application. It just helps. So I went ahead and sent in my application. I think it went through. I need to follow up with that just to double check it's in for October. I realized for the September one I have an event that for something that I can't cancel on. So the September one is out already, so I'm hoping to get into the October one. However, I was able to get into this event the end of August, so in like 2 weeks on a Sunday, the 24th of August. So that will be officially my first event. It's a grand opening for a local photographer, so I'm not quite sure how big this event will be. I'm planning on just doing one table, which actually you can see right back here. I just set up in my living room. I have not really set up anything. I just set up the table to see what I have, what I need, and try to start putting out what I've made so that I can see roughly how much more I need to make to fill a table. So that's super exciting. I'm working on little loaf cats right now. It's using a free pattern that I will link below. Just finished a bunch of little penguins. I did a bunch of different colors. I did black and gray. I did blue, red, orange, and green. So I'll have 5 penguins. So I'm gonna pull everything out later and try to set up my table. But I may not get to that until my son goes down for his for bedtime, because my husband's sleeping in our room, which is where I have most of the stuff that I've made. He works night shift, so he sleeps during the day and works at night. Later tonight, I will be able to pull everything out from the bedroom and start like setting up and seeing how I want to do things and what else I need. Okay, so it's been a minute since I have updated y'all. Tomorrow is the event. I'm very excited. I feel like a lot has happened, but also not that much. I'll put a clip in after this of me doing the full mock-up I did yesterday. Really wasn't turning out the way I wanted it to. It's my first event, so I don't really know totally how I want to set it up. We'll figure it out there. My sister is coming to watch my son and help me set up, so we're just gonna figure it out that day. I'm only having one table at this event, so it's gonna be pretty tight fit. And I'm not gonna put everything out that I have made because that is just way too much. I don't have enough space for that with only one table, and I don't have anything to like hang on the side or like any type of stand that I can put next to it. So eventually I'd like to get something like that, like racks or I don't know, something. But for right now, we're gonna just keep it smaller and see what I can work with what I have. I'll keep you guys updated. I will put that clip in now. I applied to the fall event in October. I haven't heard back yet, and I kind of have a feeling I'm not gonna get in because I sent it in without a picture. After this event, I'm gonna resend in my application with a picture of this event, of my full setup, even though it's gonna be smaller. And we'll see. I've also found a couple other events that I could do too in September that I could potentially do. So we'll see. I will update you guys on if I end up doing that. Oh, okay, and one quick last thing. Kind of big. I started creating my first pattern. Hopefully it will be good to go sometime in September, and I will release it then. We shall see. But I am making the Grinch. My husband's little sister is obsessed with the Grinch. I was gonna make her one for Christmas, but I have not found a pattern that is exactly what I'm looking for. I did a full run through of it in different colors that were just leftovers, ones that I didn't really like, just to see if it would turn out the way I wanted. It's turning out pretty cute. I will have to show it to you. And I'm hoping to run through, make it again in the correct colors. Currently trying to write it up on Canva now, which is way harder than I thought it would be. So I will keep you along updated on the progress of that, and I will show you where I'm at too. Okay, so here it is. I definitely don't know that I like the final of this, but like that seems way too cluttered, but I'm not quite sure how I want to clean that up and clear it out. This like barely stands on its own, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. And I think there's just too much going on. I think I might need to like remove a sign or two. That's my payment sign, so I definitely don't want to take that down. This could potentially be taken down, and that too. So I don't know. I'm trying to just stick with my cheapest items, but we'll see. And here is my little thief. Okay, y'all. My market was yesterday. Sorry if I'm quiet. My kid is currently trying to go down for a nap right in the other room. It went so much better than I was expecting, which is super exciting. My sister came to watch my kid, and then my brother and his girlfriend surprised me and came too, which was super helpful. They sat with me pretty much through the whole thing, which was really nice, especially in the beginning. And they helped set up and everything. It was super helpful. It ended up going so much better than I was expecting or thinking. It went from 12 to 4. And she had such a good turnout. It was so nice. It was pretty much busy the whole time. There was only like 1 hour where it wasn't super busy, but even then it wasn't really like the full hour. I'm super excited how it went. So let me give you a breakdown of everything that I sold and when and everything. Let's get started. So it started from 12 to 4, and we got there around, I think, 11. And it took, I thought it would be quicker to set up, and I had my brother's girlfriend there to help me too. My sister was holding my son the whole time. It took 45 minutes to set up, so it definitely took longer than I was expecting, even though it was just still one table. So that's good to know for the future, that I definitely need to allot myself more time, especially if it's just me setting up. If I end up having more stuff, I definitely need more time. So at least for my first one, that was great, and I might get faster at it, but I still want to plan for more time than not enough. So we started setting up around 11, and then we were completely set up by 11:45. This event started at 12, so that was like perfect timing. The girl next to me had a booth for her makeup studio, and she was super sweet. We talked like the whole time, and she ended up buying my first thing. I had a little Lulu's duck snuggler, which I will put a picture up right here. I had a little fuzzy white one, which was my favorite one, and she was like, I feel bad about like buying stuff before the event even starts, but I told her she should go for it because if she likes it that much, it's also my favorite, so I have a feeling it might get sold. So if she wants it, she should just go for it. So I had made it with a little teal headband, which this picture will show you. I also made a yellow one with a pink headband, and you can take the headbands off, and I originally wanted to put the pink headband on the white one, but then I just never did. So she asked if she could put the pink headband on the fuzzy white one, and I was like, of course, girl. So she went ahead and did that, which was really nice. So that was my first sale at 11:56, so before the event technically even started. And so I sold those for $25. At 12:27, I sold, this one was so funny. So I had a bunch of stuff. Like, I ended up not putting out everything I had. So I had like a whole box filled with stuff still that I didn't put out. So it was kind of nice though, because as I sold stuff, we just like restocked the table, which was really nice. So anyway, like throughout, I guess, the morning time, we were like pulling stuff out, trying to decide what we wanted to put out or not. And so someone came up and said, I saw you had a cow, where is that? And so I pulled it, and she wanted the classic black and white one. I don't even remember like pulling it out or displaying it, so I don't even know how she saw it. So we pulled that out, and she bought that. That was $40. Then, so this whole event was for a photographer's grand opening. And so my one friend told me I should make little camera keychains, and my husband also said that. So I was like, I definitely need to do that. So I actually just freehanded a little camera keychain, which I might end up making into a pattern. If you think I should make it into a pattern and sell the pattern, let me know. At 12:53, I sold a little camera keychain, and I sell all my keychains for $7 right now. So that was $7. Around the same time, so I didn't put down if people, like the same person, ordered multiple things. I just wrote them all down as separate transactions. So I wrote it down at the same time, so this may have been the same person, I can't remember. It might have just been back to back. And then I sold the yellow duck snuggler, which I'll put up here too. and that one had the teal headband then, since she had switched it around. So I sold that one for $25 again. I think, so then I sold a pumpkin keychain, which I will put pictures up also as well, but my brother and his girlfriend bought 2 pumpkin keychains, so I think that was their pumpkin keychains. So that was technically within my family and my own crew. So I don't know if we can count that, but that was at $112 for $7. And then my friend came by. She was the one who messaged me saying I should apply to this event. So she came along and she bought a little bee. I will put the picture here, and a little flutterfly, or like a butterfly, whatever. And I sold the bee for $10 and the butterfly for $15, and that was at $130. And then at $153 I sold, these were one of my favorites too. I sold the little white or like cream colored sleepy goose. That one was like one of my favorites too. The fuzzy white duck and the little sleepy goose were just my favorites, so I was so happy to sell those. Also, I realized the town that I am in, or the town that I was doing this event in, is like obsessed with ducks. I don't understand why. They're just obsessed with ducks. They have like a whole, like for New Year's, instead of like the ball drop in New York, they do a duck drop. Like, I guess I've never been to it, I don't know, but they're obsessed with ducks. Everybody's like really into it. So I think that's why I sold so many ducks and like little geese. So I definitely think I will make sure I have a bunch of those each event I do that's in this area, because I think they are really popular, at least for this area. So I sold the white sleepy goose, and I listed those for $25 as well. So that was at $153. Then a mom and her younger boy came by, and he picked the black and gray penguin, and I sold those for $10. So that was at $239. From 1 to 3, so that like 2 o'clock hour was my slowest hour, and I only sold the black penguin. But besides that, every time it was really busy. It was just I was inside in her like studio, and so I was in there right next to a permanent jewelry place, and so I think that helped too, because we were all just in the same room. Nobody had to like, there was stuff outside, but it was all like right there. So a lot of people were like in line for the permanent jewelry, or like sitting right there getting their permanent jewelry put on, and I was right there, so they were like looking over, which definitely I think helped. So then at 3:05 a mom came by with 2 of her kids, I think, and they bought a little frog, which I sold for $5, and then a little spider keychain, which I sold for $7. It was funny because she was checking out, and I was like, oh yeah, and you have, she was like, yeah, we have the frog and the octopus. She definitely thought they were octopuses, and I was not gonna say that it wasn't an octopus, because she probably wouldn't have wanted a spider anyway, and it kind of looks like an octopus. It can be a black octopus if you want. So anyway, that was funny. But then at 3:07 I sold a camera keychain, and then 3:08 I sold another frog. The frogs were really popular. I think the frogs were $5, and those were my cheapest item on the table, and they were the only $5 items that I had. So they definitely, I think I sold 3 and I had 5 of them, so that was pretty good. 3:12 I sold another frog, and then at the same time I also sold the little pocket gosling. I sold a white one of those. I sold them for $7. And then I thought I sold more than one. Let's see. I wonder if there's something I didn't write down. Maybe not. Maybe I only sold one of those. I'll have to look. And then, so the girl next to me who bought the white fuzzy duck, we were like pulling stuff out at this point, trying to restock the table, and we were debating whether to put this is what my full market display looks like, and the top, right in the middle of the table, I had like a little basket that I put my Highland cow on, and we were debating whether I should put my pink little, technically it's a kelpie, but she thought it was a horse, and it kind of looks like a horse, so it can be a horse too. We were debating, we like switched it out, and she like looked at it and she said, I really want to get this for my niece, and that was $50. So that was my biggest sale. And that was at 3:27. At this point, pretty much everyone had cleared out and she started packing up, and so then everyone kind of started packing up. So by 4, I think we had completely packed up and we're like loading up the car again. So technically it was 3.5 hours. And then when we got home, it was me, and my siblings and stuff, so we got food and stuff, and my sister after then bought a little bee keychain because she's obsessed with bees. So if I calculated everything right, that was a total of $257, which is way more than I was expecting. I'm super excited about that. I cannot believe that I thought it did well. I'm sure other people would consider that not very good, but there was no like booth fee or anything. I think I was trying to figure out with my friends if that was like something I should have done or if it was fine, and my one friend was like, I think if she didn't say anything then you're fine, let me know what you think. But anyway, so I didn't have to pay any fee, so I was completely fine with making $0 and just being a good like test run of how to set up, how to do things, and so making over $200 was amazing. I was super excited about that, and it was really good because people did all the types of payments that I can do: cash, Venmo, card. I guess it was the 3, right? Maybe I'm missing something, but and my Venmo, I had like a sign that had a QR code for my Venmo. The QR code was not working, so that was good to like run through and see that it wasn't working, so I need to update my sign and fix that. But besides that, it went so well. Everyone was super sweet. Everything was getting so much love. Everyone was just over the top super sweet. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. I had there was another photographer lady who was there pretty much throughout the whole day. I think this was like her friend who was opening the studio. So she was there in support, and she was looking at my table and she asked if I could do a flamingo for her and potentially an elephant, which I didn't have on my table. I've never made before. And so I will probably text her or message her today and see if I can't do that. So that was super exciting to get some orders. And then another hairstylist, she runs a salon, and she is buying a salon in September and doing a grand opening in October, and she was talking with me about that and maybe me coming for that or whatever. So maybe I will do that. I resent him my application for the event in October that I really wanted to do with a picture of my setup. She said there right now isn't any available space, so if space opens up she will let me know. I still have so much inventory that I'm not like, even if I do get in, I'm not gonna stress too much. I'll probably try to restock some of the stuff that I lost, like the frogs, like a lot of the little stuff, but besides that, I'm not gonna stress too much. I would probably eventually, if I get into that event, I would want to do 2 tables, because it was definitely like I couldn't fit a ton on just one table, but that might require more stuff, like more decor and, you know, display stuff. So we'll see about that. But if worst comes to worst, I can always just do 1 table again, and I can always just like restock it or whatever. So we'll see. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I'm pretty proud that it went so well for my first one, and it was super nice to have the support of my family. I really couldn't have done it without them. So that was super huge, and it was just a wonderful day, and I'm super excited. I'm so glad I did it, and I definitely want to do more. I'm so glad you were able to be here and come along with me. If you've watched this far, thank you. And yes, I hope to do more videos and more events, so stay tuned.